Evening, everybody. DJ Styles here, Custom Corpses. I'm going to have to print out a paper. I'm going to have to print a let me try this. Getting my where's my picture? There I am. Okay. And I've got the text up, and I've got to print out a picture here. Where is the flashback? Let's see. Damn it. I don't see it. Give me a second, folks. I need that one picture. Damn, I'll be right with you guys. I'm trying to find the picture. You're right there, guys. I'm printing pictures so I can get this thing, so I can get this mast nailed. Yeah, I can see pretty good on that. Trying to get this nose perfect. All right. I wonder if I can send that picture from my phone while I'm still live. I'm wondering. All right, I'm back. Sorry. I had to send a picture to my desktop. And I'm trying to get this thing perfect. And you'll see in a second. Let me make sure I'm in frame. Huh. I'll have to zoom back out a little bit. Hold on. You, what's happening? We back. I'm back. Yeah. Am I zoomed out enough, guys? Hold on, let me double check on my computer. After I print this picture that I just downloaded. That ain't the one. All right, yesterday. Hold on, gotta find it. There it is. All right, we need to print it. Print it. All right. I'm really trying to make this mask as close to screen accurate as possible. Printed out a cheesecake recipe. Interesting. Holy cheesecake. Come on. Today. That's what. And of course it's on green paper. Oh, God. Okay. That doesn't matter. I don't care about the green paper. Interesting. But I can see the details. That's the main thing. And I am really trying to hone in on this thing to make it exactly like this. All right, so I have to make this nostril smaller. This one here, and I need to tuck that in more. How do we go about doing that? Well, I know how to do it. Let me make sure. Am I in frame, guys? What's happening? Yo, what's going on? DJ Mr. Twist. Thorburn, you. Pipe Master, you. We're in the house. We're going to do this. I'm not in frame, am I? Is this, you're not seeing the whole mask? I have to zoom out again, I guess. Somebody replied to that. Somebody answered me. Do you guys see the whole face? Do you see the whole mask? Or do I have to zoom? Oh, thanks, DJ Mr. Twist. I thank it. Zoom out. Okay. All right. I thought so. Because I'm looking at my monitor, and it looks like the damn thing's super zoomed in. Let me zoom out. Oop. Give me a second. I'm waiting to see the There we go. Is that better, guys? That seems like that's better. Okay, so these are the pictures that I'm going to use. Let me show you the pictures I'm going to use. Now, this is on green paper. Of course, I ran out of white paper. We're going to use this picture here to get these lips perfect and the nose, especially underneath the nose. I noticed that the nostril hole is smaller on one side versus the other. Plus, I want to fix these swoops that go in and make sure that these cuts are in deeper. All right, that's one picture. I'm looking at this to get the eyebrows level. I want the eyebrows super level. And I can also see the nostrils. Now here's some more of those photos from the screen used mask. And this is off the DVD, so I know that it's the screen used mask. And I can really see the detail on that. I can tell that I am so almost on the money. Yeah. The lips are almost perfect. But I can see the shape, like in this picture here, the green. You see how like right on the tips of the lip, it flares out at the top? There's a little bit of a dig in, and there's a rim around the top of the lips that you can't see unless it's under certain light. This also gives me a good look at the lines in the forehead and the scowl. Like I said, the scowl is definitely wider here. I'm going to fix this nose, the top of the nose area too, to make that look accurate. The eye cut I have almost nailed. These pictures are going to really do the job, I think. These pictures will do the job for me. And you know, you see the shadowing that's in my here? That's how it is on the mask. There's shadowing right in here. So I have that pretty much down. I honed this way down. This is not sticking out like it was. And it allows you to see that bump out. The bump's really there. Yeah. And I can see now where the check mark cheek is. I mean, I hate using this green paper, but it doesn't matter as long as I can see the shadows. But I'm going to keep this paper down here. Well, do I want it down there? So this mask, I want to let you guys know right now, I'm naming this mask 1 for 1. When this is done, it's going to be called 1 for 1. In other words, number 1, number 4, and number 1. That's how it'll be instead of ultra. It'll be 1 for 1. I don't know how many times I've actually heard people say that about my mask, that it looks like the 1 for 1, and it's not. You know, we know that. It's based on sales. I definitely know that that's not 1 for 1. I don't know. The economy's bad. I hope I'm not getting bad mouthed. I've got this sneaky suspicion that somebody might be saying something, because I ran it a couple of videos back about somebody accusing me of selling a nag mask. No, this is my sculpture. This is definitely my work. I've got enough videos to prove that. But I was constantly being accused of this. And another thing I've noticed is, like, when I sell on eBay, which I'm going to be selling on Etsy too. That's what I'm going to do to try to combat this a little bit. eBay, the one thing I don't like about eBay is the people that are following the mask. You know, like you'll have people, you know, you'll see the views, then you'll see the following the mask. So they're keeping tabs on whether it sells or it doesn't sell or it gets reposted, whatever. My question is, you know, I mean, why would you? I don't know. I would love it if eBay would actually make it so we can see who is actually following it, because that, to me, it's a pain in the ass. If you don't know who's actually watching, you know, keeping an eye out on your mask, I guarantee it's got to be competition. Although, on one side of my coin, I don't have time to do that myself. I don't have time to be paying attention to somebody else's sales. I don't do that. Even if I had the time, I don't think I would do that. Only because, I don't know, I don't find it. I mean, you know, what's surprising is, you know, the few times, now I only put a couple masks up, and I haven't really advertised heavily, but I know that my, this Ultra, well, now it's no longer the Ultra, this is now turned into the 1 for 1, and I've already made quite a bit of changes to this sculpture. Now the first thing I gotta do is we're gonna put right into the corner here. Do each nostril, everything has to be right. All right, so now I got to figure out what tool do I want to use to hone that in. What tool do I use? Well, I know what I do use. I have to use one of these. That's it. This draws it. I push that in right, because it's not. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, now that's into the nose the way it's supposed to be. Now I'm going to, oops, need a real skinny end here. Now I need something to pull it out of there. And I got to blend that in. Ooh, I'm going to blend that in with. Now that's the large size. The small side, that's going to be tricky. Comments? It's yes, it is coming along. I'll agree with that. I really want this to be super accurate. I do. Now, I know where I'm going to stick this because I have to be able to put that swoop in there. This piece of clay that I got in my hand. Does he have a nag ultimate? Not yet. We're working on it, right? We're working on it. All right, I'm looking at this picture here. Sorry guys, I got it down laying on the table. I'm looking at this picture here. All right, so first thing I have to do is I see that that's a little bit wider. Oh man, that came out too easy. But the nostril hair, the nostril's still too big. I have to close in this side. God, it is so close. You guys really can't see what I'm doing. It's tough to see it. But you'll see it in a minute. Yeah, the heat gun works too. I'll go with that. But the heat gun, you got to be careful. You got to be real careful with that heat gun. You know, it's almost like a little bit of a learning curve with the heat gun. Okay, so with this, now, yes, that looks better. That looks more like the screen used dead on, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. I have to get this. And the next thing I need to do is I need to flare out the bottom of this nostril. Just a little bit right in here. And bring it in. A little bit more. No, it's actually. Yo, custom, can you see my custom? Joshy, hold on. Asylum. Hold on, let me. I gotta back up here. Yes, it's quick pass with the heat gun because you can melt it fast. Ha ha ha. Thankfully, I have two different power settings. Heat volume with a different attachment. Well, that's pretty cool. Go bowling. Good luck there, DJ Mr. Twist. Joshy. Man, the sculpture is looking good. Yes, it's getting there, man. I still got a ways to go. Silverado, what's happening, buddy? Thorberg Custom Corpses, have you tried sending Christopher Nelson? I am going to do that. I'm going to send him a copy. But I want to get this thing so perfect first, and then I'm going to send him a mask. Yeah, I'm going to send him a mask first. I definitely want to send Christopher Nelson a mask. Not Christopher Nelson. James Carter. That's who I want to give it to. I want James Carter to do my. Oh yeah, there you go. Now that's what this side. The other side needs the same thing. Hold on. Now I got it right. Okay, I see what he did. So that's the thing. As I do something, I go, oh, now I know how he did that. Now I know how he created that look. It wasn't just from that point of view, it was also from what he was doing here. Like this. Okay, so I need my little drawing point again. That looks better. Oh man, look out. Getting dangerous over here, guys. Getting dangerous. Benzino, what's happening, buddy? I'm getting there. I even changed these eye cuts a little bit. I brought in from about here forward. I brought this. I put more. I took some of that slant out of the eye cut and made it more like the actual screen used. We're talking probably from here. You can't see that point. All right, wait a minute. I need something that you can see. All right. The shadows are causing that. That ain't no good. I'm going to say from here forward has been added. From there forward, that little bit of chunk there was brought in and swooped over. So I did the same thing on the other side too. Wow, this thing looks a lot better now. Oh, and that's Pipe Master. If you're on with me, I just figured out what the problem was. It wasn't so much this side here. It was that it wasn't wide enough down here. And now I figured it out. Now I gotta blend it. Ho ho. Ho ho. I'm gonna have this nose right when I'm done here. It's really tough because oh, I see what I did wrong. Okay. You gotta swoop it and push it in upward. It's gotta go up into the nose. And Zeno, you want that in your collection? It's going to be there. It's going to be available probably in the next couple of months. It's not going to be ready for Halloween, that's for sure. Maybe next Halloween. Um, no, too big. There we go. Now let's draw this in right. This side I ain't messing with, man. That looks good. This is the side I gotta get right. You know, the one thing I've noticed, it's tough because my fingers are so fat. One side always works better than the other. All right. I don't need to do anything to that. Back here behind this nose, I have to fix that. Something to push. Yeah, that's got to be more. That's perfect. Now I got them rounded. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to get this buried in here. But tonight, I won't nap through this at all. How well can you guys see that nose now? Pretty good, guys. Thorburn. Pipe Master, you still with me? Check out the nose. There's not new photos. I mean, in the last, there's a couple new out there, but of course they didn't give us real good angles. But now I've got to get this. Yeah, that looks about right. I've noticed, you guys can't see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but underneath the chin, or should I say underneath the lower lip, there's this little bump right in the center. And I've got that back, I put that back in my thing because I did see it in his picture. There's a bump right in the center, right there. There's a bump right there. The other thing I'm going to do is I can see with the shadowing in the light. Well, there's also, I mean, there's these dents. And they're subtle. I'm just taking away very little. Very little. There's one over here. Come on in. See, naphtha will smooth that out to make that look right. But more importantly, right here, actually, no, because that bump is, okay, I know what I'll do. I'm going to take away, right here, there's a bump in the, let me get a better picture of it. You see that lip line right here? Well, with the light hitting this just right, I can see that bump is right on the edge of that lip, probably all the way down the face. And all I have to do there to create that. I don't know if I want to mess with that, man. That is just... I'm going to do it to both sides because I know it's not, I know it's on both sides. Now, I'm just creating, and how I'm getting this bump is not what you're thinking. All right, now I need... Nope. Nope. Yep. just a little more rounded. Oh, I'm gonna. Right now, let me focus on this outer bump on the lips. Blend them back in. That looks a lot better, yeah. Now, shit, I hate working on the left side of the face with my right hand. It's just very difficult to do. And that's why it's so damn difficult to get this thing real accurate. I keep getting chimed. I don't know if somebody keeps sending me something, private message. I can hear it on my computer. But if anybody's out there messaging, I'm not going to be able to see that until after I'm done with the stream. Really trying to make this perfect, man. I really am. I guess the best way to keep people from thinking that I'm actually, and you know what? This V has to be cut just a little deeper. I noticed that too. I can see that in the sculpture. Now what I'm doing now is I'm really pushing to smooth that out. pulling clay away from the, because I warmed up that clay with my hands over a few minutes here. Do. All right. Just a little more rounded. Now you really can't see it. That's the problem. You can't see up into this cravat. It's actually there. It's rounded, but you just can't see it that well with this lighting. I'm looking at the picture myself right here, and you can't see what I'm seeing. It is there. It's rounded, and there's a nice crease right underneath the nostril flare. Same on both sides. I gotta let that harden up because the clay's still somewhat soft. Yeah. It's good. What I definitely want to do need a V-cut. Can never find a good V-cut. I'm trying to get the V-cut tool, and I haven't been able to find one. So I've been using the edge of this. And of course I didn't center it right. Hit that bump. The hell out of here. Did I go deep enough? I don't think so. That's better. Okay, now we'll round that off. There she is. Now that's looking like something here. Wow, that looks good. Pipe Master, this is going to be a badass mask. The eye cuts are fine. Eye cuts have actually fit. Well, they still got to be smoothed out. That's all I'm doing now. The eye cuts are on the money. Actually, now when you're looking at these eye cuts, the number one thing that you cannot, uh, you have to look at the very outer edge, not the inner edge of the eye cut. The shadowing is throwing off what you're looking at, trust me. It's the outer edge that you have to look at. That's where I cut that latex. I cut it right on the outer edge. I don't cut the inside edge. I cut the outer edge. So the clay, you know, I always like to leave a semi-deep cut in the clay to give me a very defined line to cut when this thing's in latex. So where you're seeing the shadow is not where the cut is. The cut is on the very edge of the on the surface, right up here. That's where the cut is. Look at the tip of my finger. Tip of my finger is where I cut that. You can now you don't see any shadow at all. That's where the cut is made. It's not made inside this cut. And it gives a very, very defined look too to the mask when you do it that way. It is almost time. See, these little details are not hard to do as long as you have the shape and everything right. The shape has to be right first, though. The thing is, what's bothering me now is the nostrils look too small, but they're not. That's what it is. That's the way it's supposed to be. Let me get a better picture. Okay. This one here. Has to go further over. Just a touch, and that's fine. Now we got something. So I like working with the clay when the clay's soft. Blend that in really good. Now, problem. I just did that by accident. I made this thing go up more instead of down. That's not what we wanted to do. I've been working on eyes for a long time, man, and I like the eyes the way they are. I really do. I'll take a peek, but I'll tell you right now, I'm a real stickler when it comes to the eyes. Okay. And now, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to stop doing this, looking at pics and everything. I've got it refined where I want it. I don't really care at this point. I'm not going to keep looking at people sending me pics because your version versus somebody else's version versus somebody else's version versus somebody else's version versus my version are way too different. And I'm trying to make it exactly like the screen used. I can see the difference in the eye cuts on this. But I've also seen these eye cuts vary on this mask quite significantly. These pictures don't lie. The problem with these pictures is I'm not seeing every angle, and that's where we struggle. That is where we struggle. And what I could do is actually make that eye cut and look exactly like that. I'm close. I'd have to drop that down too far, and I'm not doing that. Drop that down too far because it would take the face, portion of the face out. Hold on. Oh, first of all, you know what the problem is too? You're also seeing this mask. You're seeing this head look slanted backwards. See how it's leaning back, the face? That is why the eye cuts don't look right to you. Because you're seeing the face leaning back. When you're looking at this thing straight on, let me show you, I'll just tilt it forward. Well, I'm trying to look at the camera at the same time. See, everything's right on the money. And I keep forgetting about the fact that my face is leaning back, which is better for me for when I'm sculpting. Like if you're looking up on the camera angle on this face, it looks awful. And it's so funny when you're seeing this, when you see this mask, man, even the new pictures that Sean Clark released of his mask, or no, he was wearing the screen-used mask, and he was at a convention, and he's wearing a screen-used mask, but it's such a weird angle, it makes this peak look higher than the right peak. The right peak, looking at the mask, the right peak is higher than the left peak. But in his picture, the way, and somebody pointed out that they overshadowed the upper lip by a lot, so you can't see the actual real peaks. They narrowed the V cut significantly with the way they weathered that mask, which tells me if it was the screen used mask, there was paint added to it because it didn't look right. It didn't look right. The lips didn't look right at all. Yeah, the lips did not look right. Which was really weird. I'm looking at these other pictures. Hold on. Now I see how he did his eyebrow too. I can carve away at that. Possibly. will straighten out with some naphtha. It looks like I dug into the face. I didn't. Just into the eyebrow. And once I put naphtha in there, that'll smooth that out. It'll give us the look that I'm after. Yeah, that's there. Make the nose round, nostril round. Yeah, there's a bump on this side and there's a bump on that side. You can't really see it in this light too much, but it's there. Damn it. Hit the outer edge of that. Son of a bitch. Alright, now that's centered. Wasn't centered right. It was driving me nuts. Now. Better. Better, better, better. Now I gotta get this. This has gotta be fixed. The air bubble's more like a diamond shape, and actually very, very, very strange shape to it. Sinks into the corner of the mouth this way. It really sinks in far. Yeah, trust me, this isn't a nag mask. This is not a nag mask. How dare they? How dare they say it's a nag mask? Although I like Nag's mask. It's a very nice mask. Very, very nice mask. But I can tell you right now, I got to bring this cheek down. This cheek is still sticking out too far. We want the lines, but we don't want this cheek causing too much shadow underneath there, because if it causes too much shadow, you won't see you won't see the lines. You'll just see this big shadow right here. That's not what we want. Remember, the ideal way to have this mask perfect is you want the exact shadowing to take place on the mask, not so much painted in shadows. You don't want that. That's not what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to give that natural shadowing that has to take place with this mask. Man, I'm just scraping this with a wisp. Barely any pressure. Just to try and this is a sharp blade. This is a very sharp sculpting tool. You can hear it when I'm raking it. As you can see, we're doing a lot of work to the back of the head to make it fit perfect. Oh, what do I want to do here? I'm going to smooth it. right from the face. And I need to add clay right in this spot right here. You see this flat spot? See that flat spot right there on the, we need to add clay there. I don't know if I have this clay soft enough. I may have to soften up my clay. Make sure I'm in the center. Oh. Yeah, baby. Now the thing is with this, I have to, now I've already started smoothing the back of the head out. You can see that. Pipe Master, no, yes. That's what I'm doing, yes. I have to make the back of this head correct. I already made the head bigger because the 24.5 inch is too small. It doesn't fit. That's why it's tight on you, is because of the fact that the back of the head wasn't far enough back. What the hell is that? Big piece of rock or something in there. What the hell is that? Piece of paper? No, it was plastic. Now believe me, I'm smoothing this down. I'm not really putting too much clay on the back of that head. It's just to make sure that it's perfectly circumference and it fits on your head in the back further, back here, because what's happening is the mask was very slanted back here and the mask was hitting you real hard on the back of the head right here and forcing the mask to not fit well. So little secrets. And you can't add any height to the top of the head, to the very top, because that's where your crown is, at the top of your head. That's where the top of your head hits. We don't want to add any height, because if we do that, it changes your positioning of your eye cuts. So we don't add any height. We're only adding to the back of the head and like the very back of the head, the back portion right back here, on back. I added about that much. I added about that much clay to the back of the head. And that's all. About that much. I want to say 3/4 of an inch is all that's added to it. So, Yep, about 3/4 of an inch. That's all that's been added to it. And as I go out to the sides, I'm getting thinner and thinner and thinner with the layers. Just so you know. Just so you know. I'm only kind of really working the. Yeah, I gotta add more right up top there. Right in here. The way I'm sitting, I can really see how level I have it. Oh yeah. And then the rake takes care of the rest. Yeah, I am going to do the ears again. I'm going to do the ears more accurate and everything. I'm not really planning on getting this done for at least 2 months. I'm taking my time with this. I'm really going to make this thing perfect. And I'm hoping more and more pictures come out of the screen used. You missed it. Pipe Master, I'm not sure what you... That's a nag mask? That's funny. I'm backing up to see the comments. All right, let me read all these comments and out loud so everybody hears that they've been... I'm not ignoring your comments here. Hold on. Let's back up. Fix the eye cuts a little. The corners of the eye cuts are not accurate. No, they're not done yet. So just remember, Joshy, take it easy, man. We're 2 months away from having this thing finished. Because I am not walking away with anything less than perfect. The pictures I sent you, and you'll see why. Yeah, I know. Believe me, I've seen so many pictures, Josh, of this mask, and I mean so many. All these guys can verify that. All you guys, Pipe Master, they've been sending me pictures. I got tons and tons of pictures of this mask. But we don't have it from every angle. That's the one thing we don't have. Okay, I'm telling you that the corners of the eye cuts are not sharp. I know that. I still have to blend them out. That's not the issue here. I'm just trying to put in perspective. I got to make sure that I have them in there and they're deep in. The cuts have to be there. The right eye cut. Yes, I know. But you got to admit, the pictures of the latest flashback mask I sent you on Instagram look great. Did you send me pictures on Instagram, Josh? I don't think I saw those. I tried to. Instagram sucks for me because I really don't know how to use it that well. And anytime somebody sends me a message, I don't know how to open it. I don't know how to get to that message. And my daughter, I'm going to see if she knows. I don't know how to open it. I don't know how to get any of the messages in Instagram. I'm such a Facebook fanatic. Not that I love Facebook, but that's what I'm used to using. That's because I'm old, and old people like Facebook. Pictures of the latest Okay, that's the money shot right there. We've been there. Oh, never mind. It looks accurate. Yes, I know it does. It's just that it's not. At least you can use the pictures I've sent you when it comes to the paint job. Do me a favor, Joshy. I mean, are you on Facebook? Because I need them to go through there. Because Messenger, that's the best way to do it for me. I have not been able to get onto you can use the paint job. Paint jobs come. Paint job, oh, looks good. Thor 9902 looks good. Pipe Master. That's a nag mask. We've been here, done that before. What's a nag mask, Pipe? Joshy doesn't know what a nag mask is. Josh, if you don't know what a nag mask is, there lies a interesting okay. I'm just going to leave it at that. You're going to have to look into the nag mask, man, because the nag mask is the shit. All right. All right. What's a nag mask? You missed it. Okay, I didn't miss it. Are you talking about the, what's that say? TGE pictures he has on the tablet? I don't know, on the table? Pipe Master, no. Oh. I guess you're addressing, I guess you're saying no to Joshy. Okay. Why are you making the head bigger? Okay, I just explained why I'm making the head bigger. I was talking to Asylum. Gotcha, Pipe Master. Ignore TGE. I keep accidentally typing that instead of the. Okay, gotcha. Got a little dyslexia there, my friend. Joshy. I get that every once in a while. I really do. I'm not joking. That's serious shit, man. It fucks you up. It messes you up. Okay, redo the left ear a little. I intend to redo the ears completely. Use the updated pictures I've sent you for the paint job. I'll debate on whether or not that's what I'll use, Joshy. That's for sure. Especially since you don't know what a nag mask is. Now I got to really think about that. Do you know who James Carter is? Joshy, do you know who James Carter is? Look at some of his paint jobs. Let's see. I will look at those pictures, Joshy. I will definitely look at those pictures. You did see them. Okay. It's me. I used to be Asylum Beyond the Dead. Oh, well, Asylum, what are you doing? You keep changing your name. Why do you do that? Asylum, you can't do that, man. Joshy Asylum. Okay, so now I got to get used to your first name for real. You still digging your mask? Josh? Let's go call you Josh. You still digging your mask or what? I had to make the back of the head bigger because the mask wasn't fitting perfect. The 24-inch mask was giving us a problem. So the 25, that's going to fit anybody. Now the large mask will truly be a large mask. You will need to order the 24 and a half. When all said and done here, the 24 and a half is going to be the ideal mask to buy. That's the whole point of doing the back of the head a little bigger. Yep. See, I own both masks. I mean, I make the mask, so I tried them on, and I have to use the large mask because the back of the head is too shallow, if that makes any sense. Yeah, we definitely want to make sure that this mask fits well. Oh yeah, now that looks good. Look at that profile now. Okay, DJ Twist, you're at the bowling alley now. All right, look at that head shape now, man. That is on the money. We'll be able to really. That mask is going to fit really nice on everybody. Now the 24 and a half is going to fit nice, and your eyes will sink back into the head a little bit, like it should be, so people can't see your eyes as well. Um, Now what I do is I start bringing it in, so I smooth it in here so it feels like a dent right there. So I just keep working that area. It's crazy, man. And you really want to try and smooth it as much as possible, because if you don't, your raking becomes a real pain in the ass to rake it. You start raking it a lot more. You have to do a lot more raking if you don't get this smooth. That's why I smooth it as I go as much as possible. And this is a very stiff. Right now the clay is warm, so it's pliable, it's working. Yeah, I can see that that's still got to come in a little bit more. Oh yeah, I feel a dent right here. See, I can feel this, and I can tell where I have to add clay to round it. Oh. You like the bowl, do you? Yep, that filled that cavity real nicely. Where else do I feel a dent? I still feel a dent right in there. But now I can really judge on how much clay I can put in those little spots. Right in here, I gotta. This side's almost done. Yeah, it's pretty much done. This side's done. Now I gotta feather this in. And we'll have the perfect head. Michael's perfect head. Some people really struggle with making the head perfect. That's something I don't struggle with. Don't know why. I just don't. And I don't struggle with ears either. Ears are easy to me. They seem easy. Well, they don't seem easy. They are easy to me. And I think the reason why is the ears are not as perfect. You know, they're not an exact. Nothing's exact on it. If that makes any sense. It's a very. The ears are very. Just kind of a weird thing. See, I can look at this and I can see this side sticking up a little higher than this side. So I just work this around it. It's pretty much right in this area right here. I can see it. Too much. Work with smaller pieces. Sometimes it works better because you can really keep from piling on too much on one spot. And believe me, it's not easy to get off once it's on there. You're constantly readjusting. Big dent right there. I gotta get that. I gotta fill this in. I'm excited because my son's coming to visit me tomorrow. He lives in Connecticut. He comes down tomorrow night. So I'm going to get to see him. I miss him to death, man. You have no idea what it's like to not have your son close to you. It really sucks. But I raised him well. I did my job, as a parent should. He's a functioning, well-versed, he's smart as all, man. Jesus, he's got more brains than I do, that's for sure. And I thank God for that. I'm more of a artistic, everything I fall on is all about my art. I'm not book smart. Not ever, never was, never will be. Don't care. Most of my wisdom comes from life experience. That's all I can say to that. And I have a lot of experiences, trust me. Okay, so I gotta take some of that away. I have to rake some of that away on that side. No big deal. Yeah, I got a little bit too much right in here. No biggie though. I can fix that. Big spot right there. I'll read your comments in a second here, guys. Just want to fill all these little. Don't want any gaps, because if you get gaps, raking becomes a nightmare. See all these little holes? I want to fill those, and the reason why is because I'd have to take a 1/4 inch of clay off just to get to that hole where it's level. That's why you smooth it in stages, and you fill the holes. There's a hole right there. Goes in probably a 1/16 of an inch. And now there's no hole. Holes. Gotta fill them. When you go to rake, it's important. Another hole. Read your comments in a second. Give me a second. Go practice, my man. Go practice. Practice makes perfect. Well, near perfect. No such thing as perfect. You show me perfect, and I'll debate that all day. Get rid of them holes. I'm using little tiny crumbs of clay now because there's the big spots have been filled. Little tiny hole right there. Does that make sense to you guys? If it's by filling these holes as you're smoothing, makes the life a lot easier. You don't want to lose too much of what you put on. See, if I rake this thing down to get it perfectly smooth with what's on here, with it's all lumpy and everything, every time I rake this down, there's going to be little spots that have holes. And that's what that is. It's just from raking it down and then revealing low spots. That's the right way. It's not really holes, it's low spots. And fill those little low spots. And knock two birds out with one stone right there. And then again. For watching. So did I tell you guys the name of this mask yet? This mask in 2 months is going to be called 141. It's going to be number 1, number 4, and number 1 on the back of the head. You know, I'll have my custom corpses here, about right there. And I'll have 1 for 1. No. Where did I put the ultra? Yeah, it'll be FB78 141. That's how that's going to be logoed. But it'll be under the hairline, so you don't have to worry about it being visible. It's just so I know just so people can see that it's an actual sculpture and not an ag mask. It's an ag. It's an ag. I wonder how I came up with the word nag. Do you have a nagging wife, maybe? A nagging wife? Do you have a nag hag? Crazy how to come up with names. Somebody asked me, where did you come up with that name? Well, I keep getting, you know, I've had a couple comments saying, oh, man, your mask is 1 for 1. Your mask is 1 for 1. Well, why don't we name a mask 1 for 1? It's pretty simple. Actually, it makes sense to me. No other comments? Nobody's commenting. I feel lonely. Somebody say something, please. All right. Ooh, I see one more little hole. Yep, I got some sculpting to do. I got some. But I got done what I wanted to get done. Shall we naphtha it, guys? Shall we naphtha this thing tonight? Yeah, I think we will. We're going to naphtha this bad boy right now. I have to turn the fan on. I have to open up my back door. So you're going to hear a little noise. But we're not going to know what this thing looks like until we put some naphtha on it. And I definitely want to. I'm going to change these a little bit, that's for sure. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, let me make the lines before we put naphtha on there. Now I'm going to show you a little trick, guys, you may or may not know about on how to do lines on the forehead. Yeah, now I can see it. Man, I can see that. Look at this picture. You can really see these lines right where they go. A little bit of a lump there. I don't like the way that feels. Tools down. Oh. How do I want to make, yeah, okay. This is how we make lines. Actually, I'd rather use the clear plastic. I want to use real clear plastic. Actually, the best thing to use is tape. Tape, 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 tape. And these lines are so much closer, and it comes in, the top line comes right at that crate, right where the dent is. Right there. So we're going to fix that. Let me get my tape. I use packing tape to be able to really do these lines nicely. I don't overdo it either. Really? That'll give me a hard time too, right? Of course! Of course it's going to give me a hard time. Jesus. You know what? Give me my scissors. My skizzers, as my wife would always say. I'm going to do the first line first. Top line first, then I'll lay down another piece of tape. So one thing about This is a little difficult because I'm doing my damn. It's here. Where you at? Where did you disappear to? Damn it! I just had you. Where the hell did that go? Can't be on the ground. Where the hell is? Oh, back here. Duh. Now I need to stand up and do this right. First things first. Let me feel this bump. Do the little divot. Now this kind of goes right straight across. Like that. That's the first line. Now the next line, you know what, do I want to use this? Yeah, I'm going to use this. I actually have, now I'm just going to stick to what I'm seeing here. Oops, wrong end, dummy. Now it looks like there's two lines. There's one here. And one picks up right underneath of it. It's closer. That's the two lines. Let me see. Nope, that doesn't look right. And that's the reason why is because I was standing above it. Every angle makes a difference. Okay, this picture straight on. All right, you got to do this right, Johnny boy, or else it won't look right. All right. All right, now what I'm doing is I'm just closing in the pushed out clay. And what I have to do now is make little wow, that I really screwed that up. Okay. It's called the 1 for 1. The number 1, number 4, and number 1. That's what this one's going to be called when it's 1 for 1, and not until. It's going to be 1 for 1. Yeah, you have to fill these once you do something like this. This is going to be the one-for-one mask. I keep saying, keep people saying all the time, man, that's one for one. Man, that's one for one. Like when you're looking at a shot, particular angle or whatever, and somebody always says, that's one for one. I'm like, well, why don't we name a mask one for one? Why not, man? Let's name the mask one for one. Everybody's using the ultimate. I've had enough. I want something unique. I want a unique name for my mask, and that is pretty unique. You know, the funny thing is, whenever you're naming something, pay attention to what people say about your mask, about your sculpture, about, you know, your work in general. It don't have to be about this. It can be anything. If you're trying to name something, think about all the comments and stuff people have said, especially the positive ones. We don't want to put a negative one on here, if you know what I mean. This is going to be the one-for-one mask by Custom Corpses. Okay, so now, with that out of the way, we blend it in. Need a smaller one. That's too small. That's too small. Here it is. The one-for-one mask. What do you guys like it? You guys like the name or what? Looking good. I just made the mistake of putting the lines in the face from above and not directly straight on. Duh. Rookie mistake. Whenever you're trying to replicate something, always follow the exact same angle. You know, the picture that you have in front of you. Make sure you're looking at your mask at the exact same position that that mask is in. And this is a straight on shot that I'm looking at. Just trying to feel it, make sure there's no gaping mess there. Okay, we're good there. Now, what I need to do is get another fresh piece of tape. Okay. Tape's the best way to go, I believe, because, then again, there it is. All right, now partially the reason why I was looking up, because I couldn't see what was in front of me here. And that reflection is not helping. Actually that line goes all the way out, but it's real subtle all the way out to the edge here. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to make sure that damn it, it's got to come down. This line here is too, alright, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it this way. I hate doing it this way, but I'm going to do it this way. The reflection is messing me up. Okay, now, let's fix the problem, and then, you know what, I'm going to do the heavier thing here. Now what you have to do, you have to scrape away the edge. Now it looks like it closed it, but it didn't really, you'll see. Open it up just a little bit. Now what will get rid of that? That is the naphtha. No, I gotta fill that void up top. Yeah, you can use tape, plastic, whatever. I use tape because the problem is it's the lighting in here. I can't. That's why I'm like, I'm doing it the hard way right now because the lighting in here is causing too much reflection, and I can't really see where I can't see as it is. Now I'm supposed to battle reflection too. That's not fun. All right. What you're trying to avoid is the pushing out edge of the clay when you're the tape keeps that from happening. Plastic will keep that from happening, but it's got to be the right kind of plastic, and I don't have any on hand, so I use tape in replacement of that. I got a special effects light hitting the back of in case you're wondering what that weird lighting looks against the back of the wall. I've just been too lazy to reach back there and unplug it. All right. And then we're going to do naphtha. Yeah, that's pretty accurate, man. I got the lines pretty accurate on this. Okay. All right, so here's the fun part. Now I've got to put my mask on, which you're not going to be able to hear me too well. Before I do this, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. So give me a second. Got to go drain the dragon. Drain the dragon, and then I'm going to come back here. We're going to put naphtha on this bad boy to see what we got. See how it looks. We'll have a real good idea how awesome this thing looks now. Yeah, I'm going to have to add more clay to this side to bring this up, down, out to the front more. Yep, I might have to pause that. Naphtha. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. But my mother-in-law was in the bathroom, so I had to wait a second. Okay. So we got a problem here. I hate like hell to do this, but I'm going to have to because it don't look right when you're looking down on the face. At this angle, when I'm looking down the nose, I'm looking literally straight down. This nostril's way back. So we have to fix that. Well, it looks good on the face. It doesn't look good on the, doesn't look good from every angle. That's the thing. You're battling a three-dimensional world here, not dealing with. Now that's about right. Now if I can get it to look good from the inside, I'll be good. Almost. Yes, that looks right. Now when I look at it straight on, I bet it's all screwed up. Wow. Okay. All right, so what tool do I want to use? That's the question. We're going to use, no, we're not going to use that one. Yeah, we're going to use this one. Wow, it looks like crap face on now. This does not look right. I'll get it. Don't worry, I'll get it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the problem is more right in here. And that makes sense now because, believe it or not, that put that slant in the nose. Holy God, I just figured it out. Remember I was saying, Pipe Master, if you're still with me, that there's a slight slant to the nose? Well, that's the reason why, because there is a slight slant to the nose. The depth is identical, but because of the way this lays out, this side's a little heavier. It's just really weird. We got those lines there. I'm not worried about that. I need a better picture of the nostril. Why? Let me look down on this thing. I can't really put too much on that bottom. So what's the deal here? I think my face is off. That's the problem. Good enough for me. I don't think I can fix this issue perfectly because my face depth, I think, is a little different on this side versus this side. And yeah, that's exactly what it is. This slant goes deeper on this side. And that's why this is throwing that nostril off just a little bit. And that's the way it looks on the actual mask. I'll keep working it and see what happens. Oh, that looks a lot better now, though. Boy, does it ever. Even looking down the mask looks really good. I'm good with it. never going to make one for one. Nobody is. Nobody can. I don't even think Christopher Nelson can repeat what he did unless he uses a. That's better. That's much better. Yeah, I got it now. That works for me. It works for me. Now naphtha. Let's do the naphtha before I change my mind. I still have some work to do on that nose, but that's okay. I can live with it. It's gonna be a little bumpy. Oh yeah, this nose is definitely way better. The Ultra, the nose was too long. This way, it was way too long. It was literally about that much longer. And from the top here to about there, that's how much longer it was. When I shortened that nose, I had to bring this lip line up higher to shorten the distance between here because this looked way too long when I shortened the nose. You get what I'm saying? This got a little bit longer right in here. So I kind of split the difference between here, here, and here, and left the chin alone because I don't want to lose that chin depth because if I lose that, the mask won't fit you. You'll have the, you'll get that Nick Castle stretch if I bring that chin line up. So there's a perfect balance to this, and you have to find it, and you have to figure it out. All right, let me get some of this. See, when you press in and press your line in there, it bulges out and gives you little red ridges on the edge of those lines, and we don't want them there. We want to try to take them away then we'll use the naphtha. That'll open that up. It'll create a natural, it'll give it a very natural look. All right, so let's do this. All right, fan time, naphtha time. Door opens up now. Man, I went outside for a second waiting for her to get out of the bathroom. And I've never seen it so black outside. It's literally pitch black. I mean, holy mackerel, is it black out there. I mean, my light on was off on the front porch. I couldn't see the street. I couldn't see the door. I couldn't see anything. I was like, damn, I don't think I've ever seen it that dark. Will the sun go out and I don't know about it? Alright, so I gotta get my gloves on. Put the fan on. Shut the door. Okay, that's on, so it's going to be a little loud. It is really dark out. No lights on anywhere. Strange, really strange outside. I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. Alright, so now I gotta get my gloves on. I don't touch the naphtha at all. Okay. One of the fingers didn't want to come out. Here we go, guys. What this does, this is going to like using naphtha over any kind of heat gun. I like using naphtha over a heat gun, and I'll tell you why. Maybe I should wait till the mask is off. What naphtha does is it melts the very outer edge and it doesn't lose, you don't lose hardness. So it's better to use naphtha to smooth it out.
before and after. What I do is I wash out my sponge a little bit. This time I squeeze it out pretty good. Gets rid of all those surface lumps and bumps. I just think naphtha does a better job. Now watch it with a torch or anything like that, you can lose more detail. You see how smooth I'm able to get this with the naphtha? I don't think you can do that with a torch. Okay. It's not good. I can't do any more than that because it'll start to get too soft. Starts to get too soft if you throw too much acid on there. Man, that nose looks good, don't it?
That nose looks good, don't it? Put it back towards you. Yeah, I think I'll be able to call this 1-for-1 soon. But we're a little ways away yet. I really want it perfect. I still want to do the ears. I got to do the base a little bit more. Now, I'm not 2 months away. I say that because I really want to make sure. I think I have to lower this peak just a little bit more or bring this peak up higher. Yeah, I think I might have to bring up the, oh, let me see the distance. I think I might bring the right peak a little higher. I think I selected the right name for this one. It's going to be the 1-for-1. When I'm done, it's going to be 1-for-1. You know what? Oh, I can't do it. I was going to turn the light, dim the lights a little bit. Let me see if I can cause some shadowing. Damn finicky. Let me shut the fan off. That's driving me nuts. Man, is it dark out there? I mean, it is pitch black outside. I've never seen it that dark. I don't think I've ever seen it that dark. Why, I don't know. cloud cover. I don't see any stars, nothing. Just really crazy dark out here. Pitch black. Very few stars. It's just really weird out here. Never seen it this black. Never. And I look up my driveway, I can't see nothing. Nothing. And usually, at nighttime you can see something. I don't know how clear that picture is. Yeah, I gotta bring that. It is up higher, but it's not much higher. That's why I want to bring that right peak's got to come up a little bit higher. Or I got to lower the left peak's gonna stay where it's at. I'll bring the right peak up just a touch. So what do you guys think? That's it. That's it for tonight. I'm not doing any more. Asylum. Yeah. This is going to be a good one, man. Oh, shoot. I made the cheeks a lot more subtle because I brought the cheek lines, I brought the cheek depth, the bulge of the cheek is down a little bit. I had to bring them both down. And that definitely helped a lot with the proper shadowing. I'm going to make those ears really, really accurate too. You wait. I'm not playing around with them. I want to get them right. I want to get them right. What's that say? They are next? Yeah, oh yeah, the ears are next, definitely. I got to get the ears right. They've got to be right. I didn't mess with the jawline. The neck depth is perfect. The only thing I had to do was refine the, I had to refine some of the other details. Now you have to remember, when you're looking at this eye cut here, you see how it looks really weird? That's because you're seeing inside of this where the shadowing is. It's the outer edge that is where the cut takes place. It's not the inside that gets cut. It's the outside edge that I cut. Big difference. That nose looks so much better now. Throwing a little weird shadow on it though. It looks like it's low here. Not as low there. It's so weird. That's because of the way I move my light to show this eye cut. Come on. See? So weird, man. Just a little bit of lighting this way or that way and the whole damn face looks different. So bizarre. This sculpture is very, very difficult to nail, and that's because of these weird features that it has. Yeah, that V2 and the Ultra, the nose, I didn't like the nose. I lengthened the nose because the lip line was lower. The funny thing is, and this is what's weird about this sculpture. Once you figure it out, once you have it figured out, I can repeat this 1,000 times now because now I have it figured out exactly how those lips have to be. The shape of them, the angles of them. Once I figured that out, I can do this repeatedly now. I don't have any problem doing this over and over again now. It's such a bizarre thing. It really is. Here's my tweezers. Here they are. Yeah, I am. I'm actually going to replicate the more white and the black. You know, white with the grayish black wash. I don't want to do the shadowing and the shading anymore. I don't think it's necessary. The natural shading is there. It's going to have more of a weathered look. I'm going to do it that way. Perfect. And hair was stuck in there. Wow, it just looks so much better. Really does. There was a hair sticking out of his chin. He's growing a beard on me, one hair at a time. Yeah, that looks 10 times better. The nose looks amazing. I had to add more clay to the back of the head, as you can see. This mask is going to fit so much better now. You know what? I'm curious. I wonder what the measurement is now with this head extended out further. Let me measure it real quick. I'm kind of really wondering now where that's going to bring me in, because you got to remember, every time you do this, it shrinks by 2 inches. All right, what the hell do I do with my measuring tape? I gotta turn the light on because I can't see. I put my measuring tape down somewhere over there in my corner. Grab my measuring tape. There it is. See, turn some light on and you can see what the hell you're doing. Makes a world of difference. All right, so woo, baby. 28 1/4 inches. So, let me figure that out. Roughly 1.5 inches of shrinkage to 2 inches. So 20, 25. This is going to produce a 26-inch mask. Yeah, it's going to be like 26.5. That's going to be super large. That's going to be really big for somebody. And a 24, a really good 24.5 inch mask when it's all said and done. That had to be done because the back of the head was too shallow. That's kind of when I put the mask on, I knew I had to retool this. So I was like, well, regardless of how you feel about it and how accurate you think it is, it has to be retooled. And now it is. Well, not quite yet, but it's almost there. The ears are next. And they're not going to take too long. Well, guys, I think I'm getting tired, and it's time for me to go beddy bye. Tomorrow night, I won't be doing anything live. I got to work tomorrow night. What's tomorrow, Friday? Oh no, I'm off tomorrow. What am I thinking? Not used to being off on Fridays. So I'm off tomorrow, but I do have to do something tomorrow, and I can't remember what it was. Well, I'm getting fitted for my CPAP machine. They're actually coming to the house to do it. So they're fitting me for my CPAP. I'm actually looking forward to using the CPAP. I have a mild sleep apnea, they told me. But a lot of people that start CPAP, they hated it first because of the discomfort of wearing one. But once you get used to it, it's like the best sleep you can ever have. Because that's what happens. You just don't. All right, good night, everybody. I got to get off of here. And Nation, have a good night. I'm giving you guys all a chance to say good night. But I got to jump off of here. I'm super tired. And we're going to get this thing really nailed. We're going to get this mask looking good. So I'm digging the profile. The profile looks right. Oh yeah. I have enough silicone to silicone this bad boy. Once I get it perfected, I can make a silicone copy of this and then start making my, my other mask from this. I'm going to age this. Once this is finished, I'm going to age this into the 2018 over this winter. So we're going to have a 1-for-1 Custom Corpses 1-for-1 FB78 aged to the H40 mask when it's all said and done. What do you think? Good idea? I think. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off of here. I'm really tired. Time for bed. Time for bed. Watch a little TV. Call it a night. All right, good night.